Hello, everyone, and good night, good day, or good morning, wherever you are. Today, I will just explain a little bit about the reports we have seen on Indonesian media claiming that Egianus Kogeya, who is the commander in charge of Ndugama-Derakma region of West Papua, where the pilot from New Zealand was currently held. And he made mention on the video that we saw today. He mentioned that he never requested for a $5 million ransom or money from Indonesian government before he could release the pilot. And there have been reports on Indonesian media claiming that Egianus wanted the sum of $5 million before he could release the New Zealand pilot. So, from the video that we have seen today, the recorded video, Egianus have come out clearly and stated that he never requested for $5 million from the Indonesian government. So, what we have seen all this time that have been reported on Indonesian media were actually false or fake news by the Indonesian military officials and the agents in West Papua. They failed badly in the job in trying to, rescue the pilots. So what they've been doing is coming up with all this propaganda, claiming that Egianus wanted the money, a sum of $5 million, but that wasn't true. So you can see that from the past report that we have seen, even the West Papuan leaders have actually come out and made a statement clearly that Egianus never asked for that money. And today, Egianus made the video, and you can see the video. Some of you would have seen the video now. It's on the social media, and I will be uploading the video soon on Twitter. So we will let all the international media and everyone know that Egianus never asked for the money. So what we have heard or seen or read on the Indonesian media were all the lies and a false report by the Indonesian military officials in West Papua. They continue to lie in their the way they approached in solving the problem in West Papua. They failed very, very badly in the job. So what they're doing is they are coming up with all this propaganda. And recently we've seen the Indonesian military commander in West Papua has put Jeffrey Bomanak, the chairman of OPM, on the list of wanted people. So what have Jeffrey done? And if you can think for a second, Jeffrey is indigenous Papuan, and you're telling us that you're trying to remove him from his own land, from his own indigenous land of West Papua. You got to be joking. So, and Jeffrey have actually has actually made a statement as well, claiming that I think it's a joke when you have illegal occupiers coming to the land of the indigenous peoples of West Papua and start issuing all these notice of getting people, putting them on the wanted list when they are not even from West Papua. They are aliens, they are foreigners coming into the land of indigenous people of West Papua and claiming it as their land. So it's really laughable if you look at it. Like when I first saw it, I was just laughing at it because it's so funny. A foreigner coming into West Papua and trying to remove an indigenous leaders from his land by blacklisting him, putting him on the list of people wanted by the government. That is really a joke. So anyway, recently we've seen the visit of President Jokowi to Australia, to Papua New Guinea, and he hasn't even mentioned anything about the New Zealand pilot, and the pilot is still being held in West Papua, and we can see that Jokowi is not capable in how to approach other leaders and seeking help in order to resolve this hostage crisis. So, all this trip around, around the Pacific, especially to PNG and to Australia, is all. It's really a joke. I mean, what you achieve at the end of the day, he went to Papua New Guinea and made a promise that he would give them $15 million to upgrade the Port Moresby General Hospital, and I mean, and also he would support 2,000 PNG students to study in Indonesia. You mean to study in Indonesia when the education system over there in Indonesia is so freaking bad? It's low class, and you're telling us that Papua New Guinea students would go and study in Indonesia. They'd rather go and study in America or in Australia or somewhere in Europe, not in Indonesia. And you have West Papuan students studying in other parts of Indonesia. Currently, there is no funds to support them, and you have also West Papuan students studying abroad. They're in they're going to be deported soon because the government hasn't paid their tuition fees and their living accommodation. They've been told to leave the house or the place where they are currently living. So, and recently we saw in TV Papua News the parents coming and demanding the government over there to do something about it before the children get deported. So, and then here you have President Jokowi Widodo going to Papua New Guinea, dishing out 15 million kina or dollars that he would 15 million, promising PNG government that he would provide $15 million to upgrade Port Moresby General Hospital. When in West Papua you have hospitals are run down in need of support from the government to upgrade, and the healthcare over there is so it's just not up to the standard. And Jokowi can go around the Pacific dishing out money and claiming that this is part of the bilateral ties, relationship that he has with these countries. In reality, that's one of the tactics of plan to stop Papua New Guinea and others from supporting the issue of West Papua. So, in reality, if you look at it, it's really it's a cursed money. It's a blood money, and anyone that benefits from this money will be cursed. So we are a little bit concerned with the way he's going around and promising these countries in the Pacific that he would support them. But in reality, whatever that it comes out from the Indonesian government, it's all because they want you to support them and don't support the people of West Papua. So in reality, the money that they're giving out to you it's a blood money, and it comes with a curse. So we just want to remind you all about it. So anyway, going back to the topic that I was just discussing earlier on. Commander Egianus Kogeya has actually come out clearly and made a statement that he never asked for $5 million that Indonesian media claimed that he wanted the government to give it to him before he can release the pilot. I think the statement statement from himself saying that was a lie, and it was all by the Indonesian military officials in West Papua because they failed badly in the job in trying to release the pilot. So the pilot is still held in West Papua. The Jokowi's visit recently has not resulted in anything positive. He has done nothing at all in trying to meet the West Papuan leaders to talk with them and find a way out in order to have the pilot released. So at this stage, the pilot is still being held in West Papua, and we don't know exactly when it's going to be released. But as per the video that we have seen from Egianus, unless the Indonesian government sits with them and talk about the freedom or independence for West Papua, then they would release them. That's on that condition. So at this stage, he's not likely to be released anytime soon until the Indonesian government meets the demands of the West Papuan people. So, again, we want to let all the media within Indonesia and abroad that the claim by Indonesian military officials that Egianus wanted $5 million dollars, it's a fake news. It's false because Egianus, in his video that we have seen today, has not requested for that money. All he wanted was he wanted independence. So he said when he captured the pilot at the first place in Paro, that's in Induga, he never mentioned anything about the money. So who came up with this idea about him wanting the money? So of course that's all the propaganda by the Indonesian military to lie to the international community that Egianus wanted the money before he can release the pilot. No, that was fake news. That was all lies by the Indonesian military. And from the video that we have seen now, Egianus has clearly stated that he never asked for the money from the Indonesian government. All he wanted is for Indonesian government to speak with the West Papuan leaders through an international mediated dialogue in order to find a way a resolution in regard to the pilot who is currently being held as hostage in West Papua, and also talk about the future of the West Papuan people. West Papuan people do have the right under international law to be free and independent, and Indonesian government cannot continue to lie on the international stage that West Papua is fine in Indonesia. And today we also saw a report from the UN Human Rights Council in Geneva, where the UN Special Rapporteur on prevention and genocide actually made his speech and made recommendations to the President of the UN General Assembly, UN Secretary General in regards to the genocide that is happening now in West Papua and how these perpetrators are not being held responsible, and if they continue to operate with that impunity, then of course this will result to a genocide. And in West Papua's case, genocide has already been committed by Indonesian government, and we hope that the UN will make the necessary take the necessary steps to ensure that West Papua is the case of West Papua is looked into further, and hopefully the UN Resolution 2504, which claims that the decision of the referendum that happened in 1969, in reality, that resolution must be revoked because the people of West Papua has never participated in a democratic referendum, and hopefully that resolution can be revoked and the Papuans be given another opportunity, especially their rights to self-determination. So anyway, thank you once again. This is something that I thought I'll probably just mention it to you because especially about these reports about Egianus wanting $5 million before he could release the New Zealand pilot, and from the video that we have seen now, Egianus has clearly stated that he never asked for the money. So this is all the propaganda by the Indonesian military officials in West Papua, and they have failed miserably in the duty to to rescue the pilots. So anyway, thank you once again for watching my video. We will continue to update you all in regards to West Papua. Thank you and God bless.